Audio Jungle.
Morning, good people. October 21st, with me, Azka, Saufi, Taftazani, live from WISKAR TV studio, KUDUS. Serve you with the most updated nowadays for an hour. Here is WISKAR News. Uncertainty still surrounds the world economy. The signal of globalization is also widely read by a number of international institutions. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, expects the global economy to grow only 3.2% this year, down almost half of last year's 6.1%. Meanwhile, in 2023, the rate of the economy is estimated to be only 2.9%. The unstable global economy is raising worries of declining employment because usually susceptible economic conditions make businessmen inevitably have to do efficiency for the sustainability of their business. Usually, the overcoming solution to efficiency is to terminate the employment relationship or layoffs of its employees. No doubt, the wave of layoffs has continued to hit Indonesia since early 2022. Looking back to several huge companies that carried out layoffs this year, including Tanihub, Korean service company Cepat, fintech Suling Aja, edtech company Zenius, and e-commerce platforms JDID and others. Nevertheless, Faisal said a global recession could affect job creation because companies tend to make efficiencies due to inflation, which makes production costs more expensive. These conditions, of course, inseparable from the demand side, which is tough because consumers are holding back on shopping. So many businessmen will make efficiency efforts, one of which is by reducing the number of employees, he said. He must said the sectors most affected by the global recession have a number of characteristics. First, sectors that are sensitive to decline in people's purchasing power due to the surge in inflation. Second, sectors that have a high dependence on imported raw materials. This happens when the rupiah exchange rate continues to decline. Third, sectors or companies that have a considerable land burden in the middle of the trade of high interest rates. This can then disrupt the company's cash flow. The company, which is because the burden is quite large, it has to do efficiency, he must say. The sectors with this characteristic are those related to apparel or textiles. Then, sectors that related to automotive and spare parts. Solutions in the midst of recession to deal with these conditions, we must say there are a number of solutions that the government can do. For the property sector, the government can increase interest subsidies and down payment subsidies and a greater social cushion. Secondary, appropriate attention should not only focus on employment rate, but also underemployed workers and part-time workers. The reason is that the number is also no less than unemployed. Facing these conditions, appropriate the government could encourage private investment to increase employment and downstream in various sectors. In the short term, the government can also carry out the labor-intensive programs such as infrastructure development, but not on a mega project scale. In addition, the government can also provide wage subsidy assistance so that workers affected by the surge in inflation can maintain purchasing power. Then, the government can also provide tax incentives for business entities that meet the criteria for the contribution of labor absorption. So, sectors or business entities that have a commitment and contribution to job creation, I think, can be considered for tax incentive, he said. I'm Azka, Saufi, Taftazani, and this is WISKAR's News.